Right now, without feeling a thing, you are being hurled through space. If you're near the equator, the ground under your feet is spinning at about 1,000 miles an hour. So what happens if it just stops? First, the important asterisk. There are two ways Earth could stop, all at once, like slamming on the brakes, or slowly, over ages. We'll start with the fun, horrifying one, the instant stop. Here's the thing about spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. You are also moving at 1,000 miles an hour. So is your house, your car, the air, and the oceans. If the planet stops, but you don't, the ground halts. You do not. Everything not bolted to solid bedrock keeps flying east at highway speed times 15. People, cars, trees, buildings, the top layer of soil, all launch sideways like the world's worst catapult. Now, it depends where you're standing. At the poles, you're barely moving, so you'd mostly just stumble. But near the equator, where the spin is fastest, you'd be flung the hardest. Location, location, location. Section 1. The wind. The atmosphere doesn't get the memo either. It keeps roaring east at 1,000 miles an hour. That's a global, non-stop, supersonic wind. A hurricane's worst day, times 10, everywhere at once, scouring the surface flat. And that much friction is hot. The screaming winds would heat the air and spark firestorms. Between the launch, the wind, and the fire, the instant stop scenario is, scientifically speaking, a very bad afternoon. Section 2. The oceans go on a trip. Earth's spin makes the planet bulge at the equator. It's a slightly squashed sphere, and that bulge holds a lot of ocean piled up around the middle. Take away the spin, and there's nothing keeping that water at the equator anymore. Gravity pulls the oceans toward the poles. The seas literally migrate north and south, draining off the middle of the planet. On the way, that sudden stop sloshes the oceans into mega tsunamis. Walls of water taller than skyscrapers, sweeping across the drowning coasts before the seas relocate for good. Section 3. A brand new map. When the water finally settles, you don't get one ocean. You get two. A giant northern ocean, a giant southern ocean, and between them, wrapping all the way around the equator, a single, continuous megacontinent. You could, in theory, walk all the way around the world on dry land without ever crossing an ocean. Fun. Everyone you have ever known is gone, but you know. Fun. Section 4. The incredibly long day. Here's a weird one. Earth would still orbit the sun. It just wouldn't be spinning. So the sun would still rise and set, about once a year. That means roughly 6 months of continuous, blistering daylight, followed by 6 months of frozen, pitch-black night. One side bakes while the other freezes, and then they swap. Your weather app would just give up. There's more weirdness. Today, Earth's spin bends the winds and the ocean currents. It's the reason hurricanes swirl. No spin, no swirl. Winds would just run in straight lines from the hot equator to the cold poles. Simpler, but brutal. Section 5. The invisible shield switches off. This is the quiet catastrophe. Deep inside Earth, a spinning ocean of liquid iron generates our magnetic field. And that field is a giant, invisible shield. That shield deflects the solar wind, a constant stream of radiation blasting off the sun. Scientists think the spin is a key ingredient in keeping that molten engine running. Slow it or stop it, and the shield is likely to weaken. With the shield down, that radiation reaches the surface. First, gorgeous auroras dancing in the sky everywhere on Earth. Then, less gorgeously, the solar wind slowly strips the atmosphere away. The same thing that probably happened to Mars. Quick honesty check. The exact behavior of Earth's core is genuinely complex and still debated, so hold the details loosely. But spinning molten metal shields the planet is the gist, and it is a very big deal. Section 6. You'd actually get heavier. That bulge and spin very slightly fling you outward, shaving a tiny bit off your weight. Stop the spin, and that little discount disappears. You'd weigh a hair more at the equator. And over a very long time, without spin to hold its bulge, the planet itself would slowly relax from a squashed shape toward a rounder ball, rearranging coastlines all over again. So would anything survive? On the surface, in the instant scenario, realistically, no. But deep in the oceans, and among the tough little microbes that laugh at radiation, life would probably cling on and eventually start over. Okay, deep breath. Here's the part that matters most. None of this is going to happen. Earth is not going to suddenly stop spinning. Physics simply won't allow it. A spinning planet has something called angular momentum, and there's an iron rule of physics. You can't just make it vanish. To stop the Earth, you'd need a monstrous outside force, and there isn't one lying around. There is one real, gentle effect: the moon. Its tides act like a soft brake, slowing Earth's spin by about 1.5 milliseconds per century. So our days are very, very slowly getting longer. But at that pace, we're talking billions of years to matter. And long before Earth's spin ever became a problem, the aging sun will have swollen up and cooked the whole planet anyway. So priorities. So the next time you're standing perfectly still, remember, you're actually racing through space at 1,000 miles an hour, riding a spinning ball of rock that has been reliably doing this for 4.5 billion years. And it's not planning to stop. The spin gives us our day and our night, our gentle weather, and the invisible shield that keeps us alive. Honestly, give it a little thank you. It's carrying us. So no, the Earth will not stop spinning. But if it did, you'd get 1,000-mile-an-hour wind, a year-long day, oceans at the poles, and a truly terrible Tuesday. If your brain enjoyed spiraling about this, smash that like button, subscribe to Curious Doodle, and go enjoy the fact that the ground is, delightfully, still moving.